guys, just to make sure that you are understanding today's warm-up question, remember your rotation rules. If you have something that's plotted in quadrant 1, which it looks like point A is going to be at quadrant 1, if we're rotating this 90 degrees counterclockwise, that's going to end up in quadrant 4. So I know that A prime is going to be, with the signs, the x values are going to be negative and the y values are going to be positive. And since it's a 90-degree move, that means that I'm switching the x and y values. So the correct answer for A prime would be -9, +3. For B prime, if we're starting out in quadrant number 2, and going backwards a quadrant, we're going to be in quadrant 3, which all the signs are going to be negative. So that means that x is going to be negative, y is going to be negative. And I'm going to flip-flop the numbers around since it's a 90-degree move. So the correct answer for the coordinate for B prime is going to be -5, -2. And for C prime, I'm going to be moving from quadrant number 4 up to quadrant number 1 since I'm doing a 1-quadrant backwards move. So the signs are both positive in the first quadrant. All I need to do right now is flip-flop x and y around. So the correct answer for C prime is 6, 4. In today's lesson, we are going to be learning about translations and vector form. So take a moment to copy down the essential question. How do you identify translations and vectors? And when you're ready to go, you can go ahead and push play. A translation is a transformation that moves a figure a distance in a given direction. So for example, if I take a look at the blue triangle, triangle ABC, with the ordered pairs -6, +4, 1, 3, and -3, -2, I'm taking that blue triangle and I'm moving it 4 units to the right and 2 units down. So since I'm moving to the right, it's a positive direction, so I'm going to be adding 4 onto every single one of my x values. So instead of it being -6 for the new coordinates for A prime, it's going to add 4 to it because I'm moving in a positive direction. So that means it's going to be at -2. If I add 4 onto the first coordinate in B for B prime, 1 + 4 will give me 5. And then for C prime, if I'm adding 4 onto the -3, I'm going to start at the first part of the C prime value is going to be at 1. Since I'm going to be moving this additionally 2 units down is going to be in a negative direction on the coordinate plane. That means that I am going to be then taking away 2 values from all the y values. So instead of it being 4, it's going to be at 2. Instead of it being at 3, it's going to be at 1. And instead of it being at -2, it's going to be at -4. So if you look back up here at the red triangle for A prime, B prime, and C prime, you can see we have an ordered pair at -2, 2, 5, 1, and 1, -4. So to kind of sum up as best as I can with all the rules for translations, if you're moving to the left, you're going to be subtracting something from the x values. If you're moving to the right, you're going to be adding something to the x values. If you're going to be moving down, it's something you are subtracting away from the y values. And if you're moving up, you're going to be moving in a positive direction, so you're going to be adding something to the y values. So take a moment right now, and I'd like you guys to translate triangle ABC, 3 units left and 4 units up, and we're going to write down the new ordered pairs. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to plot the original triangle at -1, 4, so I'm going to make my first point at -1, 4, 0, -3, and 2, 3. So again, this is just the first triangle, so triangle ABC. Okay, if I'm doing a translation of 3 units left, I'm going to be moving all of those points in a negative direction 3 places on the x-axis. So I'm taking away 3 from all of my x values. So far for A prime, -1, -4 -1, -3 is going to be then turning into -4 because -1 take away 3 will be at -4. For B prime, if I started out at 0 and I'm taking away 3, I'm going to end up at an x value of -3. And for C prime, I'm starting at 2, taking away 3, so I'm going to be at -1. All right, now the next move that I'm going to be making is I am going to be also going 4 units up. Since up is a positive thing, I'm going to be adding 4 onto all the y values. So instead of it being at +4, I'm going to be at 8. Instead of it being at -3, your next ordered pair will be at 1. And instead of it being at 3, I'm going to add 4 onto that to make it 7. So I'm going to plot my new ordered pairs. So I'm at -4, +8 for my first point. So that is A prime. For B prime, it's at -3, +1. And for C prime, it's at -1, +7. And you can see if you connect those points together, this is a type of isometry, which means that the shape itself is preserved. All we're doing is we're picking it up and we're moving it 3 units to the left and 4 units up.